6 News Weekend Edition starts right now. Good evening and thanks for joining us here on Weekend Edition. I'm Imani Payne. A Fayette County Sheriff's deputy is still in the hospital tonight after he was shot in the face while serving an arrest warrant. The father of 3 is now blind in one eye and fighting to keep eyesight in the other. His community now coming together, praying for a speedy recovery. Luis De Leon reports. The man killed in a wreck on State Highway 7 yesterday has now been identified. It happened 7 miles east of Marlin. Officials say 62-year-old John Saunders of Houston was traveling westbound when he drove onto the shoulder and crashed into the guardrail. Police say Saunders hit the railing several times before his car left the roadway. His family has been notified. Well, it's time now for a first check of our weather. Meteorologist Zach Scott is standing by. And Zach, I heard a lot of thunder and some rain last night, so is that going to be sticking around?
No, like I told you yesterday, that was just going to sweep through. You were worried about would we get some. We'll have the details coming up, Imani.
All right, thanks, Zach. Happening now, authorities are working to find out more about a helicopter that crashed just outside of San Antonio. Officials say it was a 2-bladed twin-engine chopper that went down in Uvalde. There are no details as of yet on when exactly the crash happened, if there are any survivors, or what may have been the cause of that crash. Tomorrow marks 1 year since the church massacre in Sutherland Springs. A gunman killed 26 people and injured dozens of others. Today, Governor Greg Abbott delivered remarks at a memorial and remembrance event at First Baptist Church of Sutherland Springs. The event allowed loved ones to remember those lost. There were speeches and songs, and Governor Abbott prayed for those in the community.
And my prayer for the people of Sutherland Springs is that the chapter that you begin writing today and each succeeding chapter will be a chapter guided by God Himself, with you ensuring that your life and service to God is going to be even greater than the earlier chapters in the book.
Following the shooting spree, the 26-year-old gunman killed himself. Before he departed the White House for his 2 rallies today, President Trump talked to reporters about his confidence in the quickly approaching midterm elections. Trump said he believes Georgia is going to go backwards if they usher in the country's first female African-American governor and Stacey Abrams. He went on to say he thinks Republicans are going to do well in the House and the Senate come November 6th.
The level of fervor, the level of fever is very strong on the Republican side. So I can't speak to the blue, but I can speak to the red. There's a lot of energy out there. They want to see border security. They don't want people pouring into our country. They don't want open borders. They don't want to pay for other people's health care. There's a lot of enthusiasm on the Republican side.
Trump is headed to Chattanooga for a rally tonight. That's in support of U.S. Senate candidate Marsha Blackburn. In national news, a Florida teenager is behind bars after police say he strangled his mother and then burned her body under a church fire pit. Police say 15-year-old Gregory Ramos confessed to killing 46-year-old Gail Clivinger by strangling her at the family's home. Officials say the murder stems from an argument the boy had with his mother over his grades. After the killing, Ramos says he and 2 friends then staged a burglary scene at the house and called police to report his mother missing. But shortly after, Ramos confessed to the crime and implicated his friends. All 3 are now facing charges. And coming up tonight on Channel 6 News after the game, you might not notice the modest workshop Works 11 from the outside, but if you take a closer look, you'll dive right into its rich history. The shop repairs and restores everything Porsche related, while also helping the owner, who is a veteran, work through his PTSD. Jamie Kennedy has the story tonight after the game. Well, still ahead on Channel 6 News Weekend.